In this video, we'll show how to quickly set up Sales Automation Manager, create a campaign, add a contact to a campaign, and send your first email either through your own SMTP server or the SwiftPage service. The first thing we have to do is install Sales Automation Manager. We also need the MailMerge product if we want to send out emails or letters. We start by going to crmaddons.com. The products must match your version of ACT in order to work correctly. We download MailMerge 15 and Sales Automation Manager 15. I've gone ahead and installed both those products on this computer. Now we need to fill in the Accounts tab of MailMerge. We start the MailMerge free trial from the Windows Start menu. We'll click this button to see if MailMerge can copy the SMT information from Outlook. That opens MailMerge, and we have to go to the Accounts tab. And we see here that almost all of my information has been filled in, except for the password, which I have to enter myself. Now that I've entered my password, I want to test that Send works. And it does. And that concludes the setup for MailMerge. So now I can send through my SMTP server. In case you can't import settings from Outlook, you have to fill in the boxes on the Accounts tab manually. If you're only going to send through SwiftPage, you just need to create the account name. But now that we have seen message sent successfully, we're all done in MailMerge and it's able to send our emails. The next step is to connect SAM to the database. We'll start SAM from the Start menu. This dialog box shows that we're using the 30-day free trial now. We didn't see that for MailMerge as I had already licensed MailMerge. Now we click Continue with Trial and open the Sales Automation Manager main window. Across the top are tabs that correspond to roles when using the product. They go from simplest role to more complicated role. The Manage Contact tab allows you to add contacts to your campaigns without using ACT. The Correspondence tab allows you to release emails and to review emails before they go out. The Reports tab will generate reports showing you contact status and pending activity status by campaign. Running campaigns will run all campaigns in all your ACT databases. This is a little bit more complicated and not something that a salesperson does. Edit Campaigns is where you design your automated process. Settings is for setting up the product, and Support is if you need some help. We're going to leave Export Mode off because you don't need it when you're just getting started. So the first thing we have to do is connect SAM to a database. SAM version 15 corresponds to ACT 2013, so we have to make sure we are connected to an ACT 2013 database. We do that by clicking Settings and then Add Database. I will add the ACT 2013 demo database. This window just says we should use a network address if we want 2 copies of SAM to access the folders, for example to release letters from a workstation. But we can just click OK. SAM needs to log in, so I'll type the standard username for the demo database. Next, a window appears which is used to map merge fields. The fields used in templates are shown on the left, the database fields on the right. The special fields here, SAM uses itself in order to generate labels. Basically, all you need to do is confirm that the mapping is correct. So you click Next. A dialog asks if you want to create any merge maps, and we'll check No. What merge maps could allow you to do is reference other information in the contact record. For example, you may have a contact's lawyer's name, their accountant's name and address, etc., and you can use the accountant's or the lawyer's merge map to grab that information when you are creating emails. That way you can use the same template for those different recipients. We've just created a merge map for the main contact. Since it's the first database, it has been set as the default database. You can have any number of databases. When you set a default database, SAM grabs the fields, the groups, and the user lists from that database so that you can use them while you're editing campaigns. Okay, so we've connected SAM up to the ACT database. The next thing we want to do is to create our first campaign. We switch to the Edit Campaigns tab. Here is a little cheat sheet on what you need to do to create a campaign. What we'll do first is double-click. That creates a stage. A stage is just some place where a contact resides. You can change the name of a stage if you want. It just effectively means the state of the contact. We'll double-click again to create another stage, and we'll start from the edge of one stage and drag a line to the other to create a transition. A transition is an arrow that moves the contact from one stage to another. We want to validate any information that the campaign is going to use, and that would of course be the email address. So I add a precondition here called compare field, and we'll select the email field. And we want to make sure that it's not equal to blank. In SAM, a blank is a value, and it's the same as the empty string. I indicate that by double quotes. Notice here that the label on the left changes from field or value to value. Be careful to follow the convention of putting constants in quotes when you see field or value. If you don't have it quoted, SAM will think you want to create a field, and when you run the campaign, it will attempt to create that field. Actually, creating needed fields is a great feature of SAM. It allows you to email a campaign to another user, and all the fields it needs will be created if they don't already exist. The next thing we want to do is send the email. I click here, and this time I select an action to be performed rather than a precondition. I select the correspondence action, Send Email. Now I get to choose the template to be used to send the email. SAM requires that the template that resides in SAM's template folder must match the name of a template in the SwiftPage system if you want to send SwiftPage email. That's our way of checking that the SwiftPage template actually exists. So I did the easy thing and I imported SAM's birthday card template into SwiftPage and then created a second local copy with the same name as the SwiftPage template. If you name your email templates the same way SwiftPage does, you're all set. We want to send the test email both through MailMerge and through SwiftPage. So I want to run the contact through the send email action 2 times. We can make that happen by looping back to start. But we need to avoid having an infinite loop. For that, SAM provides the useful action for campaigns called exit. Exit tells SAM to move to the next contact, which avoids the run forever. After doing an exit, the next time you run the campaign, the contact picks up at the stage after the exit, in this case start. So exit is a very useful action to use when you're testing. It's also useful when you have a regular sequence of actions that you want to execute once per run. Now if a contact has a blank email, they will stay in start forever. So we want to route contacts that don't have an email address somewhere else, and we'll route them to a stage by using the otherwise precondition. Think of the otherwise as the else part of an if-then-else. If no transition can fire and there's an otherwise, the contact flows down the otherwise path. Rather than sending the contact into stage 4, where it would stay forever, we're going to actually send them to a special stage called done. That special stage will remove them from the campaign. Our campaign has the name Untitled 6, which is not very helpful, so I'm going to change it to My Prospects and save it to disk. Now that we have a campaign, what we need to do is to run it once. This blank dialog indicates that there are no campaigns currently attached to the ACT 2013 demo, so we need to add it. We go down here and find My Prospects and select it to run. We immediately get a dialog box that Sam is going to add fields to ACT. Each campaign adds these two fields. The stage field remembers the stage for contacts in your campaign. The task completed field is for Sam's internal use. We go ahead and click OK to add the fields to the database. Now the run log fills out and says the campaign was run, and it indicates that there are no contacts in the campaign. We've attached the campaign to the database now. The next thing we need to do is to display the stage field on the ACT user interface. We'll go into Design Layouts and add the My Prospect stage to the layout. We see that there's a drop-down list that lists all the stages that are in the campaign. We'll put Chris Huffman, who has my email address, into the Start stage and click Save. So an easy way to put contacts into campaigns is simply to use a drop-down list on the stage field. Now let's go set the email sender for the email outbox. To change settings for the email outbox, click the Settings tab and then Correspondence. We see that the email sender for the email outbox is MailMerge. We can click Setup Sender and open MailMerge. We could change the account settings if we wanted to. Now let's go back and run the campaign. Now the run log shows that contact Chris Huffman has been visited, he was in Start, and email to Chris has been generated. A message reminds us to please send out emails. When you first use SAM, the email outbox is set to hold email. We do that so you don't send out a blitz of bad email messages before you've got things fully set up. So we go to our Correspondence tab, and we see there is an email in the outbox. And we can look to see what email will go out. So I'll just go ahead and release the outbox, and we see that MailMerge is starting up, and it gets connected to the server and has sent the message. We can see that I've received an email, and it's the happy birthday message. Now let's change the email sender for the email outbox to SwiftPage. We click Setup Sender to log into the SwiftPage system. And we'll click the Email button, which causes a list of known templates to be downloaded for checking against our template list. We have to do that login whenever a new template is added to both systems. Now that we've done that, let's go back and rerun the campaign and see what happens. The run log again says that we've generated an email. We go to the Correspondence tab and click Release Selected. And now MailMerge says it's going to send to SwiftPage. It logs in and uploads the information to send the email. We're done sending, and we can see if we have an email in our mailbox. And indeed, we do. We have our second email message, and the template is a little bit different in SwiftPage. So to review, we performed the one-time task to get SAM set up. We installed Sales Automation Manager in MailMerge. We filled in the Accounts tab of MailMerge. We connected SAM to an ACT database. We created a campaign in SAM. We ran the campaign once to add its fields to the database. We put the campaign stage field on the ACT layout. Then we performed the ongoing tasks. We added a contact to the campaign using ACT. We made sure we have the right email sender in the email outbox. We ran the campaign, and the email was sent out. If we had not set the email outbox to hold, the email would have gone out automatically. Thank you for watching.